Hi, this is Duchess Robinson from 8x10 Design, DuchessPro.com, and a host of other stuff that you will find under my name. So let's get into it. Let's scroll back to 2025, like it was a day, like it wasn't a couple of days ago. So I created this website called the Cultural Lens, and in this website, it is totally AI automation with workflow. And I've been testing the work website, letting it continue to generate articles. I go in to evaluate simply what's going on with the website, the code, how the audio portion of the article is going, how the technical portion of the article is being done. This is totally automation because at some point I will offer this to organization and businesses as a service for them to have generated articles because let's face it, in the time of day to go out and pay someone to continuously write articles and blogs for you based off of your business or what you're doing and generating. So I've been testing the automation of the website to generate its articles, but I've been generating articles to be submitted to LinkedIn. And to my surprise, without me putting out anything, it's catching little by little with LinkedIn. Now, at some point, I'm going to go back to Pinterest to post the articles there or create a automation workflow specifically from that. This is good because it's generating now SEO, which I will build more into it based off of the new technologies that are being released in 2026. And now also creating automation videos to continue to build on this particular website. Now, the next phase for this is to build a platform of a podcast for this automation podcast to be posted and submitted to the major platforms based off of the information that is generated by AI in there. This is to me, this is I wouldn't call it like a hobby, but it's testing theories and thoughts and approaches to see what works for this particular this particular platform. This is what's coming in 2026 and more. Automation workflow to take advantage of the productivity that AI brings. Now you do not want to totally just do everything AI, but what would be the key factors for this to be totally AI? It's to generate more information about what's going on in the public. Also, using a RAG system. I have not yet built a RAG system here, but I do have the AI chatbot that I will generate through here even more to ask questions for research purposes and everything off, and also a display of what AI can do. Now, you're asking me, how can I monetize from this? Well, it's easy for me to monetize from this website from Google AdSense. I can write a workflow to recommend businesses. I can recommend events. I can do a lot of things. The podcast, commercial ad revenue, there's so much that can be generated, even grants. So you have to look at business and online business differently than you would in past years because of all of the things that are happening with AI and what was perceived that you couldn't do before that you can do now, what you could get away with, what's ethical, what's not ethical. These are the newer things that are generating with AI technology. So again, I built this website in October. I let it run for at least 2 weeks so I can build up multiple things for Google search. Also, I will start putting in some SEO to rival other newspapers in the city to see how this could work. This is just some theories that I want to start doing, and then I will build the website, the social media platform in itself, to see how that. There are so many things that are being introduced that I'm evaluating, and once I finish evaluating those things, then I will go back and implement them into this system that I've created. The system that has been created will then again be used when it's needed. Make no sense of me thinking that AI can take over profound learned um, writers or take away from real journalists. That's not the purpose here. This is here for infrastructure purposes to fill in the gaps that are missing inside of the city. There should be more information going out. But because of funding, because of multiple things, we still have a gap. The purpose, personally, for me as an artist, as a business person, is to see prominent information being put out, not being dictated by publications that are seeking funding, if that makes sense to you. It makes sense to me. And giving people an opportunity to see what's there without biasness. Now, I do have a portion on here that's opinionated, and then I do have a portion where I am writing, and the subjects that I would write on, which again, these are the next phases that I'm releasing in a rag model, and it will be implicated by me, and it will have my particular name on it. Wild, isn't it? The What you can do with AI, what you allow your mind to gather with AI, and how to utilize it accurately. And what I mean accurately, there's no right or wrong way, but there is a wrong way. But there's multiple ways that you can implement it. You implement it as a system of assistance, not as the primary source. But we do have to take some testing. There are some other things that I will talk about on the podcast. If you have any questions, you can reach out to the podcast, comment, and I will see those comments. Again, you can find us everywhere. But I just wanted to implement some nuances of how websites are being displayed. All of the things that you did before is no longer the case. My own personal duchesspro.com, I'm working to redevelop that. My Arita Robinson art page, I've already started that, but there's some nuances. And then there's Black Men in Fashion, then there's Black Girls Hair Rock, and just putting in some stuff that I will be unveiling all this year and monetizing. And then I have a few tricks that we can talk about what I'm doing for two YouTube pages, two different um, subjects, and we'll talk about that later on, how to monetize ideas and AI chats, and how to monetize music. That's another thing that I am working on. I released a jazz album, and that jazz album is not going to make money from the platform itself, but the listens and the visuals that are added to it. But that's a whole nother conversation. Again, Go check out theculturallens.com. It is plural. And check out the AI automation, and it also includes an audio clip and image while it's creating the text as well. The key point is to train this particular model to talk in the language that you would talk into, and your brand voice, and to brand it to your company as well. So that's another thing that we can talk about. But again, this is Duchess Robinson from 8 by 10 Design, duchesspro.com. Talk to you soon.